is related to etiquette, and when it comes to streaming out in the world, most of the time that you're streaming, you're not alone. You're not out in the woods, glamping or something solo. You're out in the world where other people occupy it as well, and they are just living their lives, just walking down the street, just shopping, just eating their food, and become unwitting elements of your stream that you're producing and putting out into your own particular space. What kinds of etiquette issues exist there? What is like a best practices in terms of behavior and considerations for that kind of stuff?
I always, when I say like I'm going up to pay for something, most of the time I try to turn the camera unless they're cool with it.
So it's not like...
Same if I get into it. Yeah, if I get into an Uber, I ask permission first.
I saw that today.
Just to make sure they're okay with it. But I also let them know, hey, it's going to be facing the other way, not towards you, just to make sure they're okay with it. Sometimes people jump in the camera and they just want to be on it and they're like cool with it. It's like, okay, fine. But there's not a lot you can do when you're walking around. Like if somebody happens to get in the view, like that's like not too big of a deal in my opinion.
Sure.
If somebody's like, please no camera, and then I turn it away. But if I'm like in a restaurant, I ask to sit like somewhere where it's like more private, or like it's not facing any of the patrons, or like, if somebody comes up and asks me, then of course I'm more than willing. But I don't try to invade on people. I don't go up to people randomly and just like have the camera in their face. I've never been like that. I know there are IRL streamers like that. Not cool. I don't like that. I don't do it.
Yeah, I think it's as long as like you're trying to make it seem, like you're not like going out of your way to like film somebody. Like I'll try to do the same. I mean, it's kind of hard when it's on your shoulder sometimes, I'll try to like kind of like look towards other things, especially when people are just like, what's going on? What's you got on a shoulder?
What's you got?
I try to, just try not to shove it in people's face, or try to make an attempt to like, keep people out of frame if you can. It's kind of nice, but I don't know, that kind of stuff. Sometimes you're going to run into people that are like, yo, man, get me off that camera, man. And it's just like, it's like, all right, I'm going the other way now.
Sure.
Yeah, and if you go into places, like I'll ask sometimes, unless it's like not a big deal. And then if they ask you to leave or say no filming here, then it's fine, not a big deal. You just leave.
Question is, are there places that don't allow you in? And
there are.
Are there specific types, or is this sort of on like an establishment by establishment basis?
Holy places, I would say, in Europe are big on not having it. Like you can go into churches, but if it's like a holy place, I believe, or a place where there's like something going on, then usually not. And then a lot of museums won't let you have it either. It just depends though. Sometimes I think it's just the backpack per se. Like on the Eiffel Tower, you can have the backpack, which is why I'm trying to rig the side thing for it.
Okay. And so I imagine when it comes to museums and places like that, there's always somebody at the front. There's a desk. You walk in and you can just ask. So you don't have to be worried about being surprised 30 minutes into your endeavor when somebody's like, get out of here with that backpack.
Actually, I had that issue 2 days ago.
Really?
And, everybody saw the camera, went through security, went through buying my ticket, and then I go into the place. The first room's fine. The second room, she's like, no camera. I was like, oh, okay, well, can I just have a refund so I can come back another day without the camera? Huge issue. I was super nice about it, but they were total jerks. And I actually left probably crying. Like, they were just really mean to me.
Yeah.
Only bad experience I've had with the camera, but it was just like, they would not give me a refund. They were not understanding at all. And it was just a not great experience. Luckily, it was only 15 euros down the drain, but still, it was like, really?
What was it?
What?
What was the establishment?
Gosh, I don't know if my chat, I know some of them are in here. They could tell the place, but it was like some palace or something.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, they were not cool with it. So I was like, okay, that's cool.
That did seem to be uniquely French in my experience. Was being expected to know the things. It's like they know it. Everybody else in this room knows it. I don't know it because I'm not from here. And
yeah,
then
I
it's
just
like,
didn't
well,
know,
you
and
should
nobody
know.
said anything till I got after I bought the
Right.
ticket. Like if they
Which
saw
is-
it on,
which
like
is
they
just weird
could have
Got
said
another
no.
one. Cha-ching.
Pretty much. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, but otherwise, usually, yeah, at the front they tell you, and then you can find that out before you go in.
Yeah, and
And usually, I generally ask that anyway.